The title race is nearing its dramatic conclusion. For these 8 robots, they can start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But the closer they get, the harder it'll be to accept defeat. Only one story ends happy. Might as well make yours the successful one.
Hello everybody, welcome to the episode of BattleBots Reborn Cup that we have for you today. It's Nick and Sam. Hope you guys are doing alright.
Yeah, I hope you guys are doing good. You know, not dying.
Yeah, that's something we would hope. Yeah? I mean, I was going to say just more like having a good time, you know, in a good mood. But you just went to the other extreme.
Yeah, well, here we are.
Yeah.
The quarterfinals.
That's right.
What a season it's been so far.
What a season. So many weird stories with this bot potentially a dark horse, and then that bot's like, no, I want to be the dark horse. And it's just been all over the place. There's been upsets galore, there's been unpredictability. There's still a little bit of normal service being resumed from last year with the likes of Wipeout and Lucky being as far as they are. They could even meet again as they did in the third place match. But why try to predict anything at this point? It's been very difficult so far. I've been wrong quite a few times, and I just want to sit back and watch it, let it unfold.
Well, let's see if he can keep to that promise. Let's get started on the Elite 8. We have Tantrum versus Wipeout at the forefront. From a flimsy flipper to a formidable force, Tantrum has been quietly going about his business.
Yeah, just in the way that Brutus earlier in the year was kind of sneaking by unnoticed, here comes Tantrum with his brand new build, and he's just slaughtering everybody in front of him like it's nothing. He's just getting good win after good win.
Wipeout will be aware of the threat Tantrum poses. How can he prevail?
See, it's gonna be tough. We talk about how this bot could use a certain strategy to beat his opponent. Wipeout, you kind of need to be able to drive fast to be able to have any sort of reasonably good game plan, so Wipeout, it's sit, spin, hope you win, and go from there. If you don't, tough luck.
Well, let's spin our way to the box.
Spin to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, feistier than a bantam, he'll turn you into a phantom and hold you for ransom. Get ready to sing his anthem. It's Tantrum! In the blue square, slow and steady wins the race, but so does a right hook to the face. Hope your jaw is tough enough. It's Wipeout!
Before we get started, here's a quick explanation of the rules. The rules for this competition are simple. Bots have 3 minutes to destroy or immobilize their opponent. If both bots are still active when the clock expires, the result will go to a panel of 3 judges that will score the fight on a 45-point system. 4 points for damage, 5 for aggression, and 6 for control and strategy. During the scoring process, judges are encouraged to show leniency to bots with non-damaging weapons. Furthermore, pins cannot last longer than 11 seconds, and Havoc glitches that flip a non-invertible bot will be restarted unless the fight has surpassed 2 minutes. With that being said, it's time to get the action started. Let the quarterfinals begin. Tantrum making his way over to meet Wipeout. He's underneath early on. Can he cause some damage?
Looked like maybe he could have flipped him if he went at it at a different angle.
Still haven't seen Wipeout's ability to run inverted. Well, here we've seen his ability to rip parts off as he's taking chunks off of Tantrum. Tantrum all of a sudden has no answer. Oh, there goes a huge wedge piece. And another piece from Tantrum.
Doesn't look too good for Tantrum at this point.
Well, now he's not going to be able to get under Wipeout at all. Oh, there goes the entire right side of the setup for the wedge, and now half the weapon. Within a few seconds, Tantrum looked like he was going to be the one on top, and now he's got nothing left.
Just a few more hits from Wipeout, and Tantrum, I think, is going to be done.
Incredible. Incredible what Wipeout's doing here. He's making it look easy. His Tantrum design has been just bullying his opponents through the tournament, and now he's weaponless. He's a box on wheels. Looks like Wipeout might have lost a few teeth, but at this point, I think he'll be just fine. Tantrum trying to survive. Maybe he can find a way to get Wipeout to lose his other teeth. He's trying his absolute hardest. He's running into a problem, though. He's taking too much damage. That's it! Wipeout is through! Well, an early scare for Wipeout at the very start of the fight, but then he made it convincing.
Yeah, it seemed that Tantrum could have continued doing what he did at the beginning of the fight, but he just couldn't really get underneath Wipeout again.
And maybe the wall really helped him get that momentum, but he never had a chance after that. Wipeout convincing through to another semi-final. Congratulations.
Well, it's nice to see Wipeout showing some consistency. You know, he had a really good season last year until he came up against Tombstone. Pretty unfortunate, but he's already knocked Tombstone out of the way, so I don't know who could stop him at this point.
Going on to Lucky versus Bite Force. Lucky's the last flipper alive this season. How do you like his odds of winning the title?
Looking at some of the bots, I mean, I don't know how Wipeout is going to work when he's inverted. This fight against Bite Force is going to be tough for Lucky, but it's winnable. On the other side, Sal, Killer B, winnable fights, Nightmare, winnable fight. It's just, I think this is the toughest hurdle right now for Lucky. He's got to find a way past Bite Force, and then he can start thinking about it.
Fair or controversial, either way, Bite Force has made it here. Could the king of real life become the king of the cup?
He's shown incredible power with that weapon. He's shown that he's hard to get under with the wedgelets, and he's got some pace to him. Even when he's flipped too, he's dangerous, as Bronco found out the hard way. So I don't see why not. Personally, I would want to see it because he's already dominating real life. We don't need him dominating this.
Well, who moves on to the semis?
I think it's going to be tough for Lucky to make this happen. Even if he gets flips on Bite Force, he's got to do more than just survive. So, I don't know. I think Bite Force will find a way.
Oh, look, a prediction.
God.
Down to the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. Oh, fancy meeting you here. First time? No biggie. Just be glad you're not fighting Ziggy. Instead, it's Lucky! In the blue square. This season he's been a marathon man, but this fight will be quick. Think 26.2 seconds quick. It's Bite Force!
Let the bot battle begin! So can Lucky make it back-to-back Final Four appearances?
It seems that both of them are having a hard time getting underneath, but he got underneath Lucky there.
Decent warning shot from Bite Force might have caused minimal damage! Oh, that doesn't look like minimal damage! That's a huge problem for Lucky! The weapon, I think, is off! And within seconds, the fight just gets thrown on its head as Bite Force moves in.
Lucky's gonna have a hard time now getting underneath. At this point, he just needs to try and keep him away.
His wedge seemingly having no success with the little skirts in the front there for Bite Force. Oh, Bite Force got part of a wheel, I think. Lucky's got stacked wheels, so that will affect him, just not as much as normal bots.
Lucky at this point trying to do his best. There goes more
Oh,
wheels.
jeez. This is getting excruciatingly painful for Lucky, and I think he's about to be put out of his misery. Bite Force gets in behind, and there's a big shove to finish it off. Bite Force through. Well, another bot falling victim to the power of Bite Force, as we've seen time and time and again this year.
Yeah, it seemed at the beginning that they were both just having a difficult time trying to get under one another, but Lucky popped up, and that's all that Bite Force really needed.
Doesn't take long for his powerful weapon to get the damage that wins fights. He's won another one here.
Well, another rather quick knockout win for Bite Force, picking up from where he left off before the Bronco fight. You know, I'm starting to wonder, though. He seems a little too powerful.
A little bit, actually.
Might need to be nerfed. What do you think?
Just a wee bit.
Uploading, Nick. Make a little poll thing in the... It would be in this corner. Should Bite Force get nerfed?
Going on to the third match for the night, we have Killer Bee versus Son of Whyachi. What an incredible story we've witnessed this year with Killer Bee making history.
Yeah, of all the Dark Horse stories, I still like Killer Bee's the best, given the fact he doesn't have a weapon! It's just the wedge and his brute force that has gotten him this far. He just took out Yeti, and Son of Whyachi is vulnerable. Let's say it.
King Sao has shown expert tactics in his fights to put himself into winning positions, but why might this opponent be his toughest?
Well, Killer Bee's got a big body, so he can survive some of these hits. He's quick. That's a dangerously sloped wedge, so if he gets Sao just right, he could flip him over. I don't see why not. It's not impossible for Sao to get flipped. It's not impossible for Killer Bee to pull off crazy crap.
Cupsetter Dynasty, who you got?
I don't know, Sao's looked pretty good this year, ain't he? I think Sao could. I'd be worried, though. I don't want to really hold it to either bot. Both bot, they have their weaknesses, but they play into the other one's hands perfect.
Dang, almost got another prediction out of him.
Yeah, I caught it this time.
Down to the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, black stripes, yellow paint. You'll be scared of him in the final 8. He's got the pedal to the metal, ballin' out in every level. Wait till you see the Killer Bee! In the blue square, against him, you don't win. You just do a little better each time. Here to put the Patriots dynasty to shame, Son of Whyachi!
Let the bot battle begin! And Killer Bee keeps the Dark Horse story going with a monumental upset.
Right from the bat,
Ooh.
it seems that Killer Bee's doing his best to make sure Sao doesn't spin up, getting underneath him too.
Yeah, very good start from Killer Bee. Sao goes up and over the wedge. Trying to make sure he doesn't get thrown into the wall again. Killer Bee underneath. He's kind of controlling this fight, but he's taking some damage. Killer Bee try to maneuver Sao towards the wall. Didn't have momentum on that last attack.
Like Nick said earlier, he is controlling it seems. It's just no matter how well he's controlling it, to get Sao on his wedge, he's getting hit.
Yep, Sao hitting him every time. A little pop shot there. Ooh, Killer Bee's running out of life. He's fought so bravely, but is Sao about to finish him off?
The spikes did it instead!
Incredible! Well, it ends in defeat for Killer Bee. He put on the best show he could have, but it's Sao who is victorious.
Yeah, it was a valiant fight indeed. But as we already commented, no matter what Killer Bee did, he was just getting hit.
Well, Sao's faced heavy hitters. He's faced fast bots. Is there anyone that could stop him?
I don't know, we'll find out.
He's on another run for a title. We'll see if he gets it.
Well, Son of Whyachi finally finding his feet after a couple years of struggles since major rebuilds. He looks like a contender. It's just his strategy demands so much. So if he faces a competent bot, I don't know.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, on to the main match for the night. We have Nightmare versus Mecha Rampage. Nightmare has gone from the laughingstock of the cup to a serious title challenger.
Yeah, Nightmare in the first 4 years of BattleBots Reborn Cup only got one victory against Axe Backwards, and that was just last year. The new build here, yeah, it raises some talking points about how bots should be built, but A, I'm okay with controversies, because that's how we correct things. And then B, he's won some fights, he's looked good. If you're going to be a controversial bot, you got at least a win to make it a controversy.
But Mecha Rampage just fought a match this season that could perfectly prepare him for Nightmare.
He did?
The prompt tells me so.
Who? Cobalt? Maybe?
Tell us
I
in
don't
the
know.
comments.
I don't remember.
Anywho, looking at the comparisons, which bot in your mind has an edge?
Well, it's going to be very hard for Mecha Rampage to implement a attack the wheels strategy because he's so wide and slow. Nightmare can just pick him clean if he tries to arc to either side. Nightmare, though, has to then go head-on at Mecha Rampage, and normally vertical loses to horizontal spinner. So, it's going to be tough. I think Nightmare has the more powerful weapon, and maybe he'll have a chance, but I like how they do match up against each other. It could be fun.
Well, let's go find out.
Yeah.
Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, it hurts to know that you belong here. No one to call, everybody to fear. Your tragic fate is looking so clear. It's your f***ing nightmare! In the blue square, he's a misbehaving maniac like a child denied candy. You thought Tantrum was bad? Meet Mecha Rampage!
Let the main event begin. Winner moves on to face Son of Whyachi, and it's Nightmare with an early shot that flips Mecha Rampage. Strange opening sequence. Mecha Rampage losing half the weapon.
Nightmare doing a lot better than I thought he would, honestly.
Very bright start on Mecha Rampage with heavy smoke. Uh-oh, first roll Oz! Nightmare got a wheel and he's flipped over! Oh, now what's gonna happen here? Because Nightmare is able to right himself, it looks like they've paused the fight. Since Nightmare can run inverted, they're going to allow him to reset himself. The clock is still going, which could be an issue. But they've restarted it now. Minor blip in the action. Oh, Nightmare's flipped again by a Havoc glitch. I feel like there's another one coming. And I'm a little nervous now to see how this unfolds.
I feel as long as Nightmare stays away from the decapitated wheels, he should be fine.
Nightmare trying to attack the one wheel on the side of Mecha Rampage there.
Mecha Rampage is... Oh, there goes another wheel!
And now it's stuck inside Nightmare's weapon system. He's got to spit it out somehow, and he shuffles it aside like a hockey puck.
Mecha Rampage is doing a decent job at some points getting some hits on Nightmare's wheels, but it's just not enough.
Oh, as a matter of fact, he got the left wheel Nightmare! Well, now what's gonna happen? Both bots severely bruised. We've only got maybe just over a minute left in the fight. Nightmare has been completely on top until he lost that wheel, and I can't help but feel like Mecha Rampage is just a couple hits away from being eliminated.
Even as close as he is to being eliminated. Oh my god, another one!
Oh boy, how has that happened to Mecha Rampage? He moved in, and he put the wheel right in Nightmare's face.
I still feel like at this point in time, though, Mecha Rampage still has more movement than Nightmare does.
He seems to be crab walking a bit more than Nightmare. Both bots, one wheel left. And plenty of time. Can either of them do anything at this point? Mecha Rampage moving kind of close. He got a shot there that caused some smoke.
The arena hazards also coming into play because all of the crab walking puts the bots in the perilous positions.
Nightmare trying to corner Mecha Rampage. Final 10 seconds. Oh, Nightmare got a good shot there. And Mecha Rampage is going to have to back away to force a decision. He was almost knocked out. It's gone the distance. Well, that was a very, what's the word? Peculiar. Let's go with that. A very peculiar fight between these two has gone the distance. What do you like?
It started off with it looking like Nightmare was doing the best. He got those few hits in, then he got flipped, and then it kind of started to enter into the crazy.
Yep, definitely crazy happened. Mecha Rampage with a huge turning point when he removed Nightmare's left wheel. He had it in his control at that point, and then he kind of relinquished it.
It's interesting to see that the final moments of this match were one-wheeled bots just kind of crab walking to try and get hits off of one another.
Well, the judges have to make a ruling on this. Let's go see what they've said.
The results from the judges are in. And the winner, by a 28-17 decision, is Nightmare!
Parts galore and havoc glitches. What a wild match. And what a milestone. Nightmare to the Final Four.
Well, that's something we've never seen before, where instead of pausing the match and restarting, they just kind of let Nightmare reset himself. I think it was the fair decision, because there was already so much that had happened. And who knows what would have happened if there was 15 more seconds in that fight. Probably not much. They were both bruised and beaten by that point.
Well, I'm excited to see where this goes.
One more episode, guys. I know you guys waited so long for Season 5, and just like that, we're towards the end now. The Final Four is set.
It's crazy.
Let us know who you think is going to win in the comments. Bite Force, Wipeout, Son of Whyachi, and Nightmare. Never thought I'd say Nightmare would make it to a cup semifinal, but there he is, guys. It's happened.
In the comments, also say how Nick lied about not predicting.
Don't worry about that.
No, you should do that.
Ignore it. See you tomorrow for the finale. Bring your friends, bring snacks, bring drinks if you're overaged.
Goodbye!
I'm bringing a drink.
I can't.